What's going on, man? Listen, today we are going to be talking about consistency. Now, what is consistency? Consistency, to me, from my perspective, it's not the Merriam-Webster dictionary, but it's a commitment to yourself to fully improve or to see results. And a lot of the times we make promises to ourselves, man. We commit to ourselves, but we're not consistent. You feel what I'm saying? But it's not that we're not consistent, bro. It's just we pick and choose what to be consistent in. Now, a lot of people, when you ask them, like, what they struggle with the most, they're going to say consistency, but they don't struggle with consistency. For instance, I'll give you an example as to why I say that. Life forces everybody to be consistent, bro. Let's say you work a job. That job forces you to work certain hours, certain schedule. So regardless if you think you're consistent or not, you might go there on those days. That's consistency. Same thing if you're in school, man. If you're in school, you gotta turn in a certain amount of work. You gotta go to class at a certain amount of time. And the thing that separates you from another person is your consistency, bro. How often are you going to class? How often are you turning in your work? Do you skip school? Like, regardless if people say they have a problem with being consistent, life forces you to be consistent every day. Now, let's take school out of the picture because that sounds boring. You like video games. Let's say you're bad at consistency, but somehow, some way, you're consistent in playing your favorite video game every day. You don't struggle with consistency because a lot of the times we tend to make excuses as to why we're not consistent, bro. And it's like we pick and choose. You might be somebody, I ain't trying to come at you, but you might have to smoke a cig every morning. You see, I'm hitting the blunt. That's something you're consistent in, smoking a cig every morning. You might say, oh, I'm not consistent with going to the gym or doing push-ups, but, you consistent with hitting that square every morning. You feel me? Or let's say you don't think you're consistent at all. Bro, you got a phone bill. You got to pay that bill every morning. I mean, every month. Not morning, but every month. Yo, Kason, what's up? You got to pay that bill every month. So you can't say you're not consistent. Forget pay the bills. Everybody has a favorite show, bro. You watch your favorite show every night. You can't tell me you're not consistent. It's just that we pick and choose why anyone else chat is. People in the chat casing, yo, on the way. He said, can you do a rap? It's early morning, man. I ain't wake up to freestyle. Maybe later. Thanks, though. I appreciate that. But I'm talking about being consistent, bro. As people, we got to commit to ourselves. Consistency is for nobody else but yourself. A lot of the time, people end up. This man Ben Dover said something crazy. I was never at your crib, my boy. He was kind of my boy threw me off with that one, but we don't commit to ourselves, bro. That's the problem. We pick and choose what we want to be consistent in. Like you might, like I said, you might watch your favorite show every night, bro. Every night, and every night you make sure you catch whatever episode is being produced. That's consistency. So you gotta take that same mindset, bro, and apply it to whatever you want. Because the only way you see results is consistency. Like, take it back to when you started playing a sport. Most people, when they started playing a sport, unless it was just a natural talent, they had to become consistent to be good. They had to be consistent to be good. Same thing, let's say you like playing video games, bro. It's the same thing. If you're playing video games First time you play a video game, you're not gonna be that good. In order to get good though, you have to stay consistent. Consistency is the key to getting the results that you want, bro. Sometimes we not consistent enough. Like somebody might make a resolution to go to the gym all year, and they probably went to the gym 3 times the whole year. The difference between them and someone who's a bodybuilder or who's physically fit is that person is not missing one day of going to the gym. That's why they have those results. You know, here and there, some people might pop pills or whatever, but I'm talking about the real people in the gym. So once you look at that person, you're like, damn, that person's in shape because they are not missing out on that commitment that they made to themselves. Like for me, I'm trying to be consistent going live. Y'all see, I've been going live a lot. You know, the consistency in going live is to push the channel, is to bring more people to the chat. You know what I mean? Like Case and Janera, you know. But as people, bro, consistency is one of the things we don't struggle with, bro. We pick and choose. And when I say we pick and choose what we want to be consistent in. You know, you might have a bunch of girls you talk to regularly. You're consistent. You just might not be consistent in something that's benefiting you in the long run. But consistency is everything, bro. I'm telling you, like, there's no way, like I started playing Call of Duty mobile online, bro. I never liked playing games on my phone, but I've been so consistent. I'm good now. You know, same thing if I was to start playing a different game on my phone. I even went as far as started editing my game clips. And before I thought, man, this gonna take forever, but now I'm fast. Why? Because I've been doing it for almost 2 months. This is what consistency produces. It's like, look at it as being like on a clock for yourself. You're doing something that eventually you're gonna get good at. Now, when we look at all the legends, Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, you know, all these big guys, these guys were so consistent that they had an obsession with improving their skill to be on that level. Like Kobe Bryant, bro, that's one of my favorite players. I like to use him. Kobe Bryant stayed in the gym. Regardless of what was said about him, he was always in the gym. That is why today people are like, he's the GOAT. He did this because he was consistent, bro. You think Kobe was just at the crib eating Cheerios, Snickers, you know, and saying I got a problem with consistency? No. They said that Kobe was always the first one in the gym, most likely the last one to leave. So if you want something in life, whatever that might be, you gotta be that consistent towards whatever you want, bro. You gotta be consistent. You gotta be on it every day. You gotta be working at it every day because that's the only way to get better. It's the only way to improve. And everybody's gonna say they have a problem with being consistent, but like I said, you really don't, bro. You just got a problem with picking and choosing what you want to be consistent for. Like you might be somebody you make breakfast every morning. You don't miss a breakfast. You're consistent in eating breakfast. You consistent in having a midday snack. And it's not to come at anyone, but I'm just showing you like things that you are consistent in. You get what I'm saying? You might be somebody who takes time to find your outfits every night. You consistent in that. So that same consistency needs to be applied to something that will bring you better results, will change your life, will improve your life. Because some of the stuff we're consistent towards, man, look, it doesn't really improve our life. It doesn't really bring great results. You know, what's up, Dix AG? You know, we gotta be consistent in things that are gonna be results, like working out, eating healthy, working towards your goals. You know, being a content creator, I have to be consistent. There's too many content creators for me to sit there and be looking at this person's numbers or this person's number. Those people that had those numbers, they're way more consistent than me. Like for instance, You know, I'm sure you guys know DDG the streamer, but there's a guy, he asked DDG's like, what do I need to do to be successful in streaming? He said, you gotta be consistent. When he said that to DDG, when DDG said that to him, he's like, how consistent? DDG said he streams for like 24 hours. That type of consistency, it might not be available to you. You might not have 24 hours, but maybe you have 3 hours. Maybe you start streaming 3 hours every day, maybe 1 hour. But you're not gonna get on that level that he's on or close to it without continuously putting that time in for you. And this is what you have to understand. Most times, bro, people are too busy watching others, bro. You're watching this guy, like let's say we all on the basketball team and I'm consistently putting up 20 points. You worry about me putting up 20 points. You need to be consistently trying to put up 7 points, 10 points, 12 points. Because watching what I'm putting up is not helping you.